welcome to Creative Moments by G. So happy that you stopped by today. We are going to be working with a beautiful bouquet of flowers to create a card that all you have to do is stamp, ink, and paper to create this card. Let me show you the one that we're going to be working with today. Now look at that. This beautiful stamp set has such a gorgeous array of flowers that I think you're really going to love this new stamp set provided by Stampin' Up. Now this will be available in January in the mini catalog, Blessings of Home. And you know that they're also going to have celebrations. So when you order enough, you can get this stamp set for free. And we are going to use the sentiment from this stamp set. So let's head down to the crafting table and let's get started. Remember that all our measurements will be listed over on creativemomentsbyg.com. All you have to do is click on my blog. And remember, go ahead and take a second just to subscribe and give us a like on this video because YouTube really does appreciate that when you do it. Head over to our Pinterest page and you can check out what we have there as well. We first need to cut our base card for this beautiful card, and then we're going to have two mats. We are using Blackberry Bliss and Poppy Parade for our colors. So because we know this is going to be a landscape card, we're going to turn it landscape, then we're going to bring in this beautiful stamp set. Now, you could stamp in Stays On, but we want to go ahead and stamp in Early Espresso because it's not as dark and doesn't really show through quite as much. And we think it really adds to the beauty of these flowers. So let's go ahead and open that. I'm going to take the ink pad to the stamp so I can see exactly what we have there. Now I'm going to turn it over. I'm not going to stamp all of it. I'm going to stamp it right here and hold it for just a second. Look at that. And now I'm going to come over and I'm going to put a little bit of that flower arrangement right here in the left-hand corner. And now I'm simply going to bring in my blends. Now I have selected the dark Blackberry Bliss and the light Highland Heather. So I'm also going to be using Poppy Parade, dark and light, because that's going to be my mats that I'll be using. So let's go ahead and go in with the dark on the bigger flower and just very lightly go over the part that they already have shaded for you. Now I'm also going to put just a little bit on the tips. I'm going to bring in the Dandelion Delight to go ahead and get the center of that flower colored. Okay, and so now we're going to stamp our sentiment. Oh, such a beautiful sentiment. And we are going to use our Poppy Parade for our sentiment. And hold it for good contact. Such a happy card, right? Oh my goodness. Now we're going to go ahead and lay this down on our Poppy Parade mat. And make sure that you stay with us because at the very end, we're going to show you a trick that you can use to get all different colors on your flowers. Now for the inside of the card, we're going to stamp just a little bit of a flower right here in the right-hand corner. So we're just going to glue this down. And we're just going to bring in a little bit of our color again. And now you have this beautiful card for family or friends, and it is such a beautiful bouquet of flowers that they are going to love this. Now let me show you some other cards that we made. We created a top fold card and just put that beautiful bouquet of flowers over to the left, brought it again on the inside. This is the technique that I'm going to show you after the video, so stay with us. And then look at this one. You also, if you buy the bundle, you get the die set to cut out these beautiful flowers. So we simply used our blends to color them, cut them out, raised them on dimensionals, and then we added this happy birthday down the side. And of course we double matted it on the front. Now look at this, isn't that cute? This is from the stamp set that has the happy birthday, and remember that will be listed over on our blog. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. We want you to go out and have a fantastic day. Be kind to yourself and others. Be creative in your crafting, and we'll see you next time. Remember, stay tuned. We're going to show you a trick. Crafters, thanks for coming back. We have a terrific tip to show you that you can use with any stamp set and an aqua painter. We love it. So let's head down to the crafting table and let me show you that tip. The first thing you're going to do is go ahead and stamp your image. Now let's go ahead and stamp that, and we are going to stamp it in the ink that we want to use. Now remember, this is a dye ink pad, so you can use your aqua painters on this. And what we like about this is that you can just blend it as much as you want, and then after it dries, you could come back in with your blenders if you wanted and make it a little more vibrant. But we really love this tip. Now, we know many of you know about this tip, but maybe you forgot and you haven't used it in a while. So we're going to take our aqua painter and we are just going to squeeze it just a little bit. You don't want it to where you're going to puddle on the paper, because this is not watercolor paper, right? This is just regular cardstock that we have. Now we are going to just simply pull that color. Because we stamped it in Blackberry Bliss, right? We're just pulling it to the edge. And it makes it so fast. And because watercolor does look a little bit different, it's much lighter. You don't have to worry about if you go outside the edges a little bit. That's fine. Unless, of course, it bothers you. And then stay within those lines. Now look at that. You can just pull that color. And what we like about this is, see how where they have the shading for you already? That stays dark, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, if you wanted to clean off your brush nib, then you can just, do this on the side of your paper and go back into your other flowers. Now, another tip that you could use is you could take your ink pad now, and you could, if you want, squish it so that it creates a little puddle of ink. But I don't like to do that because I really don't like this to be dirty. So I never do that. So just bring in an acrylic and just very lightly put it on your ink pad, get that color, and now come back in and you can color those other flowers. Now look at that. As dark or as light as you want. You can always go back in, clean it off, bring in some more color, and just go over the shading area. So look at that. So pretty. So get creative. Use this tip. This is what it looks like on the card that we did. We simply used our aqua brush to create that watercolor effect. So we hope to bring you more tips on our new videos. Go out, make it a great day.